welcome to Nirmal Bang, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Hiral Dadia. We have with us Mr. Rohan Verma, whole-time director and CEO, and Mr. Rakesh Verma, chairman and managing director at MapmyIndia, joining in. Welcome to the show, gentlemen, and a pleasure to have you on the show. And congratulations on achieving this milestone with regards to going public.
Thank you so much. It's our privilege to be in this show, and hope the listeners would be getting some good insight into what MapmyIndia is all about.
Absolutely. So let's start the conversation with that, because overall, people have heard of MapmyIndia, but the biggest question for a layman has been, how does MapmyIndia actually make money from the time they started? No one really understood that aspect of it, probably for myself as well. But as a child, I would always know what MapmyIndia did, but never understood what was the money making mechanism that they actually had, or was that a social service kind of an activity that the company did when it started off. So if you could just tell all the viewers more about what was the idea behind MapmyIndia, how did we evolve, and what's the roadmap?
Okay, I'll say a few things in the lighter vein, and then let Rohan take you through in a serious manner. Just like the way you said, you didn't know. When Rohan was a child and we were making digital maps, and his friends would ask him, what do your parents do? And his only answer would be, they work very hard. So he also didn't know how we make money out of it. So Rohan, go ahead.
Yeah, I think the company was started by my parents, Mr. Rakesh Verma and Mrs. Rashmi Verma, because they had this conviction back in the early 90s that someday 80% of all data would have a location component to it. And India did not have any digital maps. So they decided that we'll make it our life's work to build a digital map data product for the country, an asset. And they believed that there could be so many use cases or benefits that different people, consumers on one side, but even businesses and government organizations could derive from the usage of digital maps and location technologies. So really, MapmyIndia, or C-Info Systems Limited, which is our company name, is India's leader in advanced digital maps, geospatial software, and location-based IoT technologies. And we are a B2B and B2B2C focused data and technology product and platform company. We make our money in three ways, to answer your specific question. Our digital maps and technologies go built into vehicles. So almost all the vehicles that come in India with GPS navigation systems, or now even the vehicles are becoming connected vehicles. You're seeing a lot of electric vehicles, ADAS safety is happening. They are coming built in with MapmyIndia maps and technologies. And the automotive OEMs pay us per vehicle per year for the embedding of our maps and technologies. This is one. The second is, along with our maps, we offer a lot of APIs, a lot of what are called application programming interfaces, where customers can integrate into their applications. You can think of consumer app companies like PhonePe. You can think of even enterprises like an Airtel or an HDFC Bank, which are integrating our maps and APIs into their applications for consumer-facing use or for enterprise internal use. And we get paid per API transaction. So the more their apps become popular, the more our revenues grow. And finally, there are enterprises who are using us for various data analytics, for geospatial planning. Let's use the example of Goods and Service Tax Network, which is using MapmyIndia to geotag and geocode crores of traders or indirect taxpayers and analyze the pattern where tax revenue is coming and how to maximize that.
Correct.
We get paid per use case per year. So simply put, for our maps, our software, and our APIs, customers pay us, B2B and B2B2C customers pay us for the usage of our intellectual property for servicing their needs. And to consumers, yes, we do give it free because we want 1.3 billion Indians to benefit from our maps. And CoWIN platform as an example, the government of India has integrated MapmyIndia so that crores of citizens can find the nearby vaccine centers easily. And in one way, that's our way of contributing towards the cause and needs of the country.
Absolutely. And I mean, this is a perfect roadmap, which probably Mr. Verma and Mrs. Verma took back and actually saw what was needed when we were moving towards the digital age. So, I mean, it's hats off to actually imagine something like this in terms of a need. With this, if you could just give us details of how much money are we looking to raise and more details on the IPO.
Okay. First, the money we are looking for, or the IPO size, as you call it, is 1,040 crores. It's a complete offer for sale, where almost 18.9% of the company's shares are contributing towards 1,040 crore IPO size, meaning a valuation of 5,500 crores. The split is between anchor investors who are getting 30%. In the main book of 70%, QIBs are getting 20%, HNIs are getting 15%, and retail investors are getting 35%. Now you see there's a large portion going in the main book, also large portion going to the retail investors, almost 50% between HNIs and retail. We have been a profitable company, rather a highly profitable company over the last 3 years, and even the current 6 months have shown a tremendous growth in our revenue as well as the profitability. Quickly, I'll tell you that. The September 30th, 2021, our revenue has grown to 100 crores in 6 months, as against 152 crores for the whole year of 21. Our EBITDA has grown from 35% in 21 to EBITDA is only on profitability on operations. So EBITDA has grown from 35% to 45% in fiscal year 22 half year, and PAT has grown from 31% to 38% in the 6-month period of fiscal year 22. So that's overall understanding of what the IPO is being launched.
Right. So overall, in terms of the business goes as well, now currently, is it right to say that the business is mainly India focused?
Yeah, a large majority of our business today, I mean, almost all of it comes from the India market products and solutions that we have. A lot of our customers are actually international MNCs, which have India market operations. And even a lot of our customers are domestic multinationals.
Correct.
I mean, if you look at a customer base, this is pretty much blue chip customers, marquee names across industry verticals, whether MG Motors, Hyundai, PhonePe, Flipkart, HDFC, Airtel, Goods and Service Tax Network, Avis, etc. Now, interestingly, beyond our maps, our entire suite of software, SaaS products, and our APIs, our platform products are actually map and geography agnostic. So what we have been able to do is, after having a dominant or market leading position in India, we have integrated maps of over 200 countries into our software and APIs. So we can offer to our customers a global geospatial solution. And going forward, this will allow us to efficiently replicate a lot of what we have done in India for our large customers into their other market operations. So there is a roadmap towards internationalization, but India itself is such an exciting and large addressable market. I mean, about 47,000 crores is what Frost & Sullivan estimates as the total addressable market by 2025, where MapmyIndia is a market leader. And, you know, our order booking, you can see it reflects that growth about the market, where we have grown 3.3 times from 140 crores in FY19 to 468 crores in FY21. So India is a core focus for us, but international is on the cards. And over the next 2 to 4 years, you'll see that expansion also play out for our company.
Right. So overall, you know, in terms of the different segments of business or sectors that you service, which are the biggest sectors in terms of contributing to their revenues?
See, we divide our revenue. First of all, our products and platforms go across all industry
Correct.
verticals. That is very interesting. In that sense, it's very diversified. But if I had to break it down, I would say that we have an automotive and mobility tech business and a consumer tech and enterprise digital transformation business. What I mean by that is automotive OEMs and mobility companies in the passenger and goods logistics and transportation space as one sector, and consumer new age tech companies like fintech companies, e-commerce companies, or social media apps, or enterprise customers in the BFSI, telecom, retail, FMCG, even the public sector of government. So our business is roughly half and half across these two large kind of segments. And within that also, it's well diversified amongst different set of customers, different industry verticals, different products and solutions of ours, and use cases.
Right. And overall, now that we're talking of the three segments of business that you have as well, especially in terms of where digital maps, the geospatial software, and the API bit, is that the revenue contribution is almost equal from these three segments, or does that also vary?
We broadly classify a revenue from a product portfolio point of view, again, in two segments. We call it map and data, which is kind of our core, and platform and IoT, which is our software, APIs and IoT kind of systems. And again, in that, it is roughly half and half. And why I say this is because map and data is kind of the core of any kind of application. And there we are doing continuous innovation to not just update our map and data products, but also upgrade from not just to make the next generation of digital maps, not just two-dimensional, but then three-dimensional, high definition, updating in near real time, four-dimensional, and information-rich hyperlocal data. And in terms of the software platforms and IoT, we are creating different suites of use, like let's say automotive tech, or geospatial analytics, or fleet management, workforce automation. So roughly our business in these two segments of products are half and half.
Right. And overall, from here on, what is the kind of growth plan that we have? Because clearly, that's something which is going to be crucial as well. We are making money, we are profitable. How do you see the company growing? What are the next milestones post-listing if you have to look at a 5-year perspective from now?
Within the limitations of the SEBI guidelines,
correct, absolutely.
Today, I would like to help you to the extent it's possible. Look at the last 3 years order booking growth. It's almost 70% year on year, approximately. Look at the revenue growth of from 152 crores for the full year to 100 crores in 6 months only. That's almost like a 40% growth.
Correct.
Our order booking to revenue translates it in with a 2 to 3, 4 years time lag. So what you're seeing 3 years order booking growth has already impacted our growth in the revenue in the fiscal year 22, 6 months. So that's the best guidance I can give you on that front. As regards to profitability, it is because we are operating on a very high operating leverage with a 82% contribution margin, or even higher currently. I guess the revenue growth itself can tell you about what will happen to the EBITDA as well as PAT.
Right. And this is one part of it. But overall, for the company, what would the vision be from here on? Because currently, to what I understand is, MapmyIndia has already marked almost 98% in terms of where India goes. So is it that, how important will location be according to you for all businesses across? Do you think that's going to be one of the most important aspects that we need to consider? So my question is, what is the vision and the mission then?
Yeah, this is what we believed 25 years ago, and this is what we believe even today for the next 25 years. that digital maps, geospatial software, or location technologies will continue to become even more relevant, even more central to any kind of use case that or any need for consumers, for businesses, for vehicles, for governments, for society as a whole, for the economy as a whole. And our objective or our mission is to continue to build the best digital maps as well as the best location-based technologies so that we can drive as much value creation or value benefit for as many customers as possible. So, we say that MapmyIndia is mapping the future of an Atmanirbhar Sarvottam Bharat. And what we mean by that is we try to map out or envision the future of automotive, of mobility, of consumer tech, of enterprise, government. We look at each sector. What is it that society or economy or customers will need, and we try to innovate our products and platforms in line with the needs of customers. So if you look at our 25-year innovation journey, the objective has always been to enhance and augment our products so that we can create more products, so that we can create more use cases, so that we can create more addressable markets for MapmyIndia. It's a steadily compounding company which has increasing ambition over time, built on a very strong foundation. So yeah, we look at the long term very, very positively. The government of India itself has said that India itself will be a 1 lakh crore geospatial economy by 2030. And Frost, as I said, by Frost and Sullivan, said by 2025, 47,000 crore. So I think that is what the excitement is for the long term in our business. Short term, in any case, our financial track record and our metrics are showing.
Right. And then very lastly, overall, in terms of competition, what does that look like for us? I mean, any market share or anything that is available?
See, in India, there is no other digital map data product and platform company historically. I mean, there are typically geospatial services companies. Globally also, this is a very, very difficult space. Creating a digital map data product for any country is challenging. In India, especially, it was challenging because the government had not prior invested in a public mapping infrastructure. So we created that from the ground up 25 years ago. In the US and Europe, there are typically global peers that we have who are serving those markets. But in India, they have negligible market share when it comes to the automotive space. And when it comes to the enterprise and enterprise space, B2B space, or for the APIs, again, there are global peers that we compete with, but how we score over them is our maps are more accurate, more comprehensive and feature rich. Our range of software and APIs is quite wide to service use cases. And we have the ability to customize any level of the value chain, from map to software to integration, to meet the end-to-end needs of a digital transformation journey for our customers. And that kind of ability to service advanced and bespoke use cases is what B2B and B2B2C customers like about us and helps us kind of have this market leadership position.
Right. And my last question is, are there any plans of taking, CE Infosystems to another location, say the way we have MapmyIndia? Is there a plan to do, say, a MapMy in any Africa or any other locations? Is that going to be something we should be watching out for maybe 10 years down the line?
Yeah, our international brand name, we have already kept it. It is Mapples, Map Applications or Map Plus. And the idea is that, like I said, we have integrated maps for 200 other countries. Our customers are looking for global geospatial solutions. We have a pretty advanced technology that meets the needs not just of India today, but meets the needs of advanced countries also today, which might come to India tomorrow. So there is a plan for international expansion under our brand Mapples, and we'll see that play out in the next 2 to 4 years.
Extremely good. Thank you, Mr. Varman. Thank you, Rohan, so much for joining us on the show. A pleasure to speak to you. And I think a lot of people who didn't really know of how MapmyIndia makes money will now know. And I mean, it's a great thing that everyone's really heard of, but no one actually knew who's behind Map My India. So a well-made brand that we've seen that has actually evolved over the last probably 15, 20 years that I've seen. I think 95 is when we launched. But congratulations once again. Good luck for the IPO and speak to you soon again and stay safe.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate the time.
Thank you so much.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel for in-depth interviews of India Inc. and press the bell icon so that you do not miss our updates.